Welcome to Etc., the podcast where we don't even know what will happen. Every episode we spin a wheel of a few topics, and me and my lovely wife Amanda will figure out what to talk about when we get there. So sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Welcome everybody to the Etc. podcast, the podcast where we don't even know what's going to happen. It's been a while. Did I clap? Just in case I didn't.
You sure did.
I don't remember. We got sick, then we weren't sick, then we were busy, then our youngest got sick for a month straight.
And a half.
It's been a bit hectic.
And it still is.
Oh, do you have the camera open? Because I'm going to need this open.
Oh, yes. Oh, wait. Nope, I closed it. Oopsie.
Speaking of babies making things complicated. And then there was a whole sleep regression, so we didn't have time. But here we are. We are back, and hopefully this will continue moving forward. Now, in case you're new here, which would make sense because the channel had been growing in the meantime, this podcast is called the Etc. Podcast and has a wheel in the logo because we just kind of have a wheel that we spin of different stuff that might happen. It could be some Reddit posts. It could be one of us presents a topic. It could be we make a tier list. We don't know until we spin, so we're going to do just that. We only have 4 wheel pegs today, so unless we get tier list first, we'll probably do all 4 of them. And we're starting with relationship advice. This is a spicy one. I don't know if I want to start with this one, but we're going to do it anyway. All right. Relationship advice and Am I the Asshole are just going to be Reddit posts that we'll discuss. Relationship advice from the Relationship Advice subreddit. I, 28 male, slept with my boyfriend's 27 male father, 57 male. How do I tell him?
You don't. You just break up and run away.
Right? Like that's the first thing. So
no, I'm just kidding. You do have to tell him.
So immediately I was like, wow, what an awful person. There's context. My boyfriend and I have been dating for just over a year now, and he recently took me to meet his family. He has been estranged from his parents for a while due to them not approving when he came out as gay, and he really only got back in touch with them in the past couple of months. So it was really a big deal when he decided to introduce me to them. When we arrived at his parents' place, his mom welcomed us and she was very lovely. But as we walked into the lounge room, I met his father. When I was younger, 23, so 5 years ago, I worked as an escort for a few years to help me when I was studying at university. I had mostly one-off and random customers, but I also had a few regulars. His father was one of them. He had hired me at least once a fortnight. Okay, who is writing this? Is he British or is he from the 1700s? He had hired me at least once a fortnight for 2 years, normally booking for 2 to 3 hours at a time, so we had spent a lot of time together. When he saw me, he went noticeably pale, and the atmosphere got super awkward. My boyfriend and his mom didn't notice, and she proceeded to give us a tour of the house. When dinner was ready, my boyfriend went to help his mom with plating up, and left me alone with his father. He immediately told me to not tell anyone, and he told me he wanted me to leave his son. But I said I wouldn't, and that he didn't really have any sway because I had all the evidence. He sent me many photos of himself, and he even recorded us a couple of times. The rest of the dinner was okay. His mom asked a lot about my life, and his father stayed silent. After dinner, we left, and my boyfriend apologized for his father, saying he usually wasn't so quiet, but blamed it on him being uncomfortable with our relationship, which he wasn't wrong. I want to tell my boyfriend about everything, but I don't know how to bring it up or how to say it the right way. He knows I used to be an escort, and he's okay with it, but I don't know how he'll react to me having slept with his father. Yikes! This is just unfortunate.
It's really funny, though.
It's really funny. You're like, hey, good news? Your dad's actually really chill with gay people. He's actually very comfortable with at least one gay person. Happy Pride Month, by the way, guys. I forget this is the first one in Pride. That's crazy. Yeah, like what? So my gut, and this is like, if I am this person, how long have they been dating? Just over a year. Okay, that is pretty serious. I was gonna say, if it's been a couple months, I'm breaking up. I'm saying, hey, you're lovely. I don't think this is gonna work out, and I never talk to this family again. because that's so complicated. But a year?
You just have to tell him.
Well, you have to tell him, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, he needs to know. Which does suck, because it's one of those things where, like, you have to tell him, but unfortunately that means you do have to out somebody who is not out. Because I assume the whole family assumes that this father is a straight, loyal, married man. Also, wait, the dad's cheating also. So, like, there's so many layers to this. So it's 1, you're outing someone. 2,
you're outing
your parents are
going to
get a divorce, my guy. 3, hey, I've had relations with your father. Oh, man. How do you broach this subject in any way that is gentle about anybody? Oh, man. I don't...
You just gotta rip off the Band-Aid.
Yeah, I think ripping off the Band-Aid needs to happen. It's like...
You just gotta, like, word vomit it, I guess.
No. Okay. When I said rip off the Band-Aid, I meant you have to do it, not... I had sex with your father, and we had sex so many times. I have videos of him. You don't word vomit.
No, you go, that's not what I mean by word vomit.
What else does word vomit mean?
I don't know how to tell you this, but your father used to pay me.
Okay.
To sleep with him.
See, that's
Rip
not
off the Band-Aid. Word
that's
vomit.
not word vomit, but that is very aggressive.
That is word vomit. Just spew it out.
I think it's a sit down moment for sure. If I'm this person and you're the partner, I'd sit you down and be like, hey, look, first of all, I love you and I would like to stay together, but I've learned something very recently that does change things about our relationship. And then you very delicately explain, remember when I was an escort?
Your father hired me for like 3 years. 2 years?
Yeah, like, you have to tell him, but I think you have to tell him as gently as possible. I wonder what the comments are even saying this. Yeah, no, everyone's pretty much in agreement. Like, you have to tell him, and like, you don't want to break up a family? Okay, so you're protecting the worst father and husband of the year's dirty little secret to keep your purely artificial peace within the family, while living with the guilt of lying by omission to your boyfriend? Fuck that, tell your boyfriend he needs to know and make his own decision knowing the facts. As to how, there's no way to say it that won't upset him. Just be straightforward. Obviously nobody here is at fault. The father's at fault for cheating, but like nobody here in this relationship is at fault. It's just really unfortunate.
It's very silly. Silly set of circumstances.
Well, I mean, that's one. I'll leave relationship on. I'll just look for another one, I guess, because that was only like 8 minutes.
Spin the wheel.
Riley has a topic to share for the class. Can you guess what's on my mind that I would like to talk about?
To everything that is holy, if you say Mariokart World,
you don't want to talk about Mario Kart, do you? So I'm assuming that means you don't want to talk about Mario Kart.
I will let you talk about Mario Kart.
What a interesting game. I know you don't like it, like, at all yet. Am I wrong in saying that?
I don't like it.
I guess you tell me why you don't like it. Because I only have one thing I don't like about this game.
Well, I don't like that when you do the cups, all of the other ones only get 1 lap instead of 3 laps.
Yeah.
I don't like the bikes. They suck.
Yeah.
The stats suck. And all of the controls are so confusing. They don't make sense, and I don't like it.
Okay. I only share one of those criticisms. My main thing I don't like is how prevalent the intermission tracks are. Because, like, I like a lot of the intermission tracks. But, like you said, Grand Prix, you're sacrificing 2 laps of an actual course for them. And I know it'd be longer. I think, would prefer you start on the 3 laps, and then you do an intermission and 3 laps, intermission, 3 laps. Like, I'd be fine with that because I just want 3 laps.
Yeah.
Or
maybe make the intermissions a little shorter.
And not to mention online, it's hell because the only way. So when we're in the like online room code lobbies, we can hit the map and select courses directly. So you can just do those 3 lap courses. If you go into a regular online lobby, you only get that first page where you get 3 options that are intermission plus 1 lap, or you hit random, and then if random gets picked, you'll do 3 laps of the random course. So if anybody doesn't pick random, which only like half the people know this to pick random, you're going to primarily be doing intermission courses online as well. And like the intermission courses are good, but they're not better than the regular courses. Like it's a good side treat to the regular courses that I want to be doing. That's my main complaint, is that I think online should have like when you go online, just pick, do you want to do intermission courses or not? You know, it's like some better option for that, because I don't even think they realized how prevalent those intermission courses would be online. But other than that, this is possibly my favorite Mario Kart ever. I really like the controls, unfortunately. And I think what it comes from is it's twofold. One, I'm a huge Tony Hawk Pro Skater game fan. Love those games. And it's basically one of those games, as well as being a kart racer. And two, it makes my little ADHD brain happy that I'm constantly doing stuff all the time, forever. I will say, though, you don't have to do all these tricks and stuff. Like, most of the time, it's just to get out of harm's way. It's not even faster 80% of the time.
Yeah, I know. It's just stupid that it's hard to do the main gimmicks of the game.
I mean, it takes a little bit of learning. I will say there are moments where it feels a little awkward, but I think it's less that it was designed poorly, and it's more that it works on so many different things that there's no way that those awkward moments wouldn't pop up. You know what I mean?
I guess. I don't know. I don't like it.
I've been
frustrates
loving it. This might be the first game I try to get like high record time trials on. I don't know. I've been really enjoying. I posted a follow up. I posted a tweet about like a path I found on Shy Guy Bazaar. It turns out I was like, oh hell yeah, I found this amazing path. There's in free roam. I didn't know this because I haven't done the free roam that much yet. There's a challenge, like one of those button challenges, and it's take a tricky tour through Shy Guy Bazaar. It's basically the same exact path. So it's not even like I found a secret thing. That's just the intended upper route. But I posted that clip to Twitter and it blew the hell up. And there's a lot of very interesting and bad discourse about that tweet. But as a follow-up, I found out I made a path, and I made this one of the shorts. It took like 20 minutes, but it was easier than finding a third short in that 8-hour VOD. I got from the start of Shy Guy Bazaar, you know the glider section at the very end? Mm-hmm. To the glider section without ever touching the main course.
Interesting.
So I had it shows it like the Shy Guy Bazaar, but the floor is lava or something. And hopefully, if that blows up, I could do a whole series of those. But the fact that you can do a full level and barely touch the ground is so insane to my little ADHD brain. Yeah, there's a lot of weird discourse around this game. Because, so that tweet blew up. So I've been seeing a lot of takes, a lot of quote tweets on Twitter.com, the hell site of Earth. So I thought my topic was less about Mario Kart World, and it was more, would you like to go through some of these insane quote tweets with me?
Sure.
Like some people are comparing it to a lot of people are comparing it to Tony Hawk. Someone compared it to Jet Set Radio. Makes sense. This one was insane. So this one is just Twitter being Twitter. I'm going to kill people if I get any more clips of this pile of hot steaming dog shit of a game on my timeline. I'm like, man, you know what's gonna not help getting less clips on your timeline? Interacting with the tweet.
Why do they interact with it?
They like being angry. That's why they're on Twitter.
It's the same on like Facebook and like Instagram and all of them.
Yeah, true.
All of them.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying, yeah, like, y'all got it. Unless it's a friend's lobby, I'm not touching online. So a lot of people are saying that, like, the online scene for this is going to be garbage. And to a point, I agree. But also, there's always been ranking in Mario Kart lobbies. So, like, I feel like the people that are going to be driving at the top level are going to be paired with the other people doing that. Like, if you hop into a lobby and you're driving normally, you're going to get paired with people driving normally. A big part of the discourse that I kept seeing was kind of to your point, where people are saying, like, if this is the gameplay, I want to just drive on a track. I don't want to do that. So this game sucks. And, like, my take, I guess, is you don't have to do any of this.
No, that's not my point. It's hard to do the cool stuff.
Okay, so that's a different take then.
Yeah.
Okay. The take that I'm seeing mostly on here isn't your take then. The take I'm seeing mostly on here is people saying, like, it's almost people assuming that this is the only way to play the game, and then they're getting pissed about it. Which, like, no, this isn't even, like, the best way to play the game. It's just the way that I find fun. Like, it almost feels like people would look at, like, do you remember on Wii, Mario Kart Wii, there was ultra shortcuts?
No, I never played any of the other Mario Karts besides 8 Deluxe.
So Mario Kart Wii had a lot of really weird and broken shortcuts. For example, Grumble Volcano. You know that track. It's an 8 Deluxe. It's the volcano level where the pieces fall down. Mm-hmm. In Wii, the game that it came from, right next to the finish.
Fur up my nose.
Welcome to the basement. Bless you. Right to the left of the finish line is like a volcano little mountain thing off to the side. Like, you're not supposed to drive on it. It's just off to the side. Mm-hmm. People found out they could get on it. And it's just big enough and just wide enough that if you carefully drive around it, it will trigger all the necessary checkpoints and finish the lap.
Interesting.
And so you could just drive around that 3 times and beat the course in like 30 seconds. So there's a lot of shit like that in Wii. Wii is a very broken game. But I see a lot of these takes. And to me, it feels like people saw a clip of somebody doing that and going like, why the fuck would I play this Mario Kart? I don't want to drive around that volcano. It's like, you don't have to.
No, it's too hard and clunky to do, and it's difficult because I want to do the cool stuff, but it's stupid and hard.
Well, it just takes practice. I mean, I've got like 30 hours.
It doesn't make sense.
I've got like 30 hours in this game by now, honey.
But it doesn't make sense. It's not consistent.
It's not consistent. I've got 30 plus hours in this game, and I'm still not getting it consistently.
That's what my brain doesn't like.
But that's what I kind of, a lot of people are bringing up.
Because, like, I want to jump on the walls and the railings and have fun, but I can't. Because it's stupid. I don't have time to practice.
Fair. That's what a lot of people are bringing up. The skill ceiling for this game is insane. And I kind of compare it to Crash Team Racing in that way. Like, the skill ceiling in Crash Team Racing is so goddamn high that, like, I appreciate that similarly in this Mario Kart. We finally have a Mario Kart with a very high casual skill ceiling. Because, like, there have been, for example, Mario Kart Wii, there have been previous Mario Karts with high skill ceilings, but the high skill ceiling has just been like, do you know how to do these insane game-breaking out-of-bounds shortcuts? That's not like a casual skill ceiling. That's like speedrunners only, whereas like this game has a very high casual skill ceiling, which is, I think, is awesome. But man, this was a good year for kart racers too. So we got this. September, we got Sonic Cross Worlds, which I was going to get day one, but apparently it's $70, so I'll wait for that shit to go on sale. Because look, I love Sonic Racing. I don't love it that much. Goddamn. And apparently, we're supposed to get Kirby Air Riders this year, but we have no trailer or gameplay footage of it. So I'll hold my breath, but if we had Kirby Air Riders in this year, that's going to be 3 of the best kart racers we've ever seen in 1 year, which is crazy. You'll like Kirby Air Riders.
Okay.
It's the sequel to Kirby Air Ride, and that's the one where the only controls are steering, and you can hold A to charge a boost. That's it.
Okay.
It's really cute. It's Kirby. It's one of my favorite GameCube games. You play as a bunch of little Kirbys, and you're racing on a track on little cars. It's very cute.
Kirby is very cute.
But yeah, I've got very little complaints about this game. I want more customization. I think somebody, I don't remember who, somebody described it really well as, Mario Kart World is an amazing game that Nintendo really only wants you to play one way, which is kind of annoying for the game that's supposed to be this really open, freeing world kind of game.
The bikes need to have better stats.
I wouldn't doubt if the vehicles get changed in patches. I know when in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, every wave of DLC, pretty much, they patched the game and tweaked how all the like stats worked on like so many different cars, to the point where before the DLC, it was pretty much just one combination that was good and all the other ones were kind of mid. And after all the DLC waves, you can pretty much play any car. So hopefully there's something like that. I've always been of the opinion that I prefer the Crash Team Racing format, where the aesthetic of your combination doesn't affect anything. And then there's just, specifically Nitro Fueled, because in the original it did. But in Nitro Fueled, you could pick your character, pick your car, do any combination you want, and then you would pick your stats separately.
Yes.
I like that a lot, because it makes it look a lot more interesting to be like, ah, yes, I can just pick the thing I think looks nice, and then not give a shit about stats.
That's what I want.
Well, I guess we're playing more Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. I can't wait to see how fast that game loads on the Switch. Or on the Switch too. Because on the Switch, god damn, the loading times are bad. Loading a level in Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled on the Switch takes like a full minute. So we'll see. Apparently, like people were pointing out that like even the games that didn't get a Switch 2 upgrade just run way better. So that's nice.
Cool.
Do you know about the Switch 2 upgrades?
Nope.
So a lot of the games got free updates that just make them run smoother and better and have higher frame rates and whatnot. Certain games have $10 upgrades, where it's a Switch 2 version, where either you buy the Switch 2 version, or if you already own the game, you can pay $10 to get the Switch 2 version. And they typically come with like a little bit of extra content, and all those added like quality of life features and stuff.
Interesting.
Which is like cool and all, but at the same time I'm like, can you just get the visual upgrades without having to pay the $10? That I don't remember. I haven't looked into that yet. But yeah, I've been very much liking Mario Kart World. I hope you guys like Nintendo content, because expect a lot more of it on the second channel. Although this, by the time this comes out, you've already seen it. So, because this I think is coming out 2 weeks from now, because this week is episode 1 of Heroes and Misfortunes.
Yes.
Cool.
This week, where we're actively recording, is Heroes and Misfortunes.
Yeah, as of recording, I should specify. Alright, I rambled about Mario Kart and bored you to death long enough.
Nice.
Next topic. Sorry, I'm really obsessed with Mario Kart. I'm sorry, I like kart racers so much. I'm so hyper fixated on kart racers, dude. It's a horrible combination, because it's that, and I get such bad new thing syndrome. So it's a combination. So it's really bad.
I know, I'm gonna have to start taking it away.
Well, to be fair, most of the time I play it is in the morning when you were still asleep. So yeah,
More
we'll do
relationship
another
advice.
relationship advice. All right, and this is the part of the podcast that I cut out while I quickly scroll on Reddit. Ooh, I got a fresh one. 35 minutes ago.
Ooh.
No comments yet. One up vote. So I'm just gonna paraphrase the title. How to ask a guy if he's seeing someone else. I've been seeing this guy on and off for a little over a year, and the past couple of months we've worked through our issues. We've been talking every single day and going over our houses multiple times a week, but I don't know if he's seeing someone else, and how would I bring up the topic without ruining things the way they are? Things have been getting more serious, but I'm not seeing anyone else, and I don't want to look like a fool. Any help would be greatly appreciated. So, for me, if you're single, and you're going over someone's house multiple times a week, talking every single day, I would assume you're in the talking phase. Like, to me, it's like we are preparing to start dating.
Yeah, like, you're not...
Not to say, like, you can't be really good friends with somebody.
Yeah.
But, like, if you've known each other for a little over a year, like, to me, I'm like, we are about to start dating. Or we are not going to be friends anymore, depending on how it goes. I don't know. I feel like this is a, like, green go situation. I'm going to now read you the full title, and this is where this gets interesting. How to ask a guy if he's seeing someone else. 22 female, 30 male. This colors things. They've been talking for a little over a year. She was 21 when she met this 29-year-old. I don't care how nice this man is. I don't care how mature this woman is. If I'm 30, ain't no way in hell do I have any romantic thoughts about a 22-year-old. That is a child to me at this point.
Yeah, for real.
I remember myself at 22 and I was insufferable. I'm insufferable now for different reasons, but when I was 22, I was insufferable. I don't know how you put up with it.
Your insufferability evolves.
It ages like a wine. No, like this colors so much of this because now I think this guy's a creep. If my female 22-year-old coworker I am talking to every day and we are at each other's houses multiple times a week, now I think he's preying on her. And I don't know if that's just my bias leaking in. But
maybe. Did it say that they were coworkers, or did I miss that, or are you just throwing that in there?
Oh, I think I was throwing that. I've misremembered. She's been seeing this guy. And they've worked through their issues. They don't work together. Wait, so if you're seeing this guy, you're dating. Wait.
Not necessarily. So there's different levels of seeing someone.
This is why I don't fucking date, dude.
So, like, okay.
Thank God I'm done.
Hear me out.
I'm ready.
Like,
I'm ready. I'm about to learn.
There's different variations of seeing someone. If you are actively in the scene trying to find a partner, you're seeing someone. Like, you're going out and you're seeing someone or multiple people trying to see what you click with. Seeing someone is kind of more or less like you're looking into possibly pursuing a romantic relationship. Not that you are in a romantic relationship. Like, you're not...
So, like, you're being flirty and hanging out with them?
Kind of.
Okay, so, like, not, like, kissing.
Yeah, no, like, you've been, like, seeing them for a while.
Because in my mind, when I hear, like, oh, I'm seeing someone, that means, like, you're dating. And, like, I guess it could be, but, like, what stage of seeing someone?
Yeah, it could be, but in this context, I see that they've been seeing someone as in, like, they've been meeting up for coffees and...
This does remind me of something.
Or, like, dinners or drinks. Like, they're in the seeing someone stage of, like, getting to know each other, but, like, not in an official romantic relationship.
This immediately reminds me of this. This is my only knowledge on this entire paradigm of modern dating.
How long should the talking stage last? There is something called the 3-month rule. If you are not boyfriend or...
No. How long should a talking stage last? Because if you talk too long, your window might pass. You can only do so much talking or twiddling thumbs, hoping for a date, which never comes to talking stage. That should be short, brief, flirty banter and building rapport. Once you have done that, then set a date, then it's no longer talking. It's dating. That's great. You're not in a relationship yet, so you still tell me that. Oh my God, I am sick and tired and done with stating that when you are going on dates, you're dating. Who decided that? What makes you so smart? Don't shoot the messenger. It's on the chart. There is no dates in the talking stage. Let's just be clear. You're dating once the dates appear. And talking is before the first date takes place. It's the coordination following the thrill of the chase. And you can continue to talk until date 1, but once you get there, talking stage done. Who cares about labels? It's just a name. No, dating and talking are not the same, but dating words and stuff, it's all subjective. Oh, really? Let's do some logic from your perspective. Let's take some verbs and water them down and see how that goes, you dumb fucking clown. Let's slow down running and change it to walking, or we'll call it tapping rather than clogging, or it's not staring, it's merely a glance, or that guy's not rolling, he's just in a trance. Hey, you're annoying. Enough with the yelling. Bitch, using your logic, I'm only telling it. Also, I'm not quite done. Let's take something boring and call it fun, or a little pew-pew thing rather than gun, or a ball of fire instead of the sun, or a giant rock instead of the earth. A diamond to stone, despite what it's worth. You think it's reality when you're only dreaming? Oh, bitch, I'm just talking loud. I'm not fucking screaming. Do you see what I mean? Because I am sick and tired and done with stating that when you are going on dates, you're dating. So figure it out. Use the right terms, or I will be back to pick on you fucking nerds.
So that's the only knowledge I have in this entire scene of dating.
I don't really agree with that take, but also valid.
Like, what my thought is, the talking stage is before going on actual dates. So, but then seeing is a whole new verb. I don't know any of this.
Yeah, because there's a difference between going on dates and actively dating someone. Because actively dating someone means you're officially in a committed relationship with that someone. Whereas going on dates, you're not officially committed.
Okay.
You're opening the doors to a possible romantic committed relationship. But it's not committed until you both consent and agree we are in a committed romantic relationship.
So date 2.
No, not necessarily. It was way different for us.
Yeah,
we don't
way different
count.
for us. Not to mention generationally, but just the way we got together was way different. We were also in high school, so emotions are wild then. I don't know what dating is like in your 20s. I didn't have to do that. We were married already. That's crazy. But so back to our main point, I guess.
Yeah. Seeing someone is kind of to me in this example, the talking stage.
Yeah, it's like you're just talking or flirting.
This doesn't come off to me as you're actually doing anything romantic. You're in the process of possibly opening that door.
Here's my bias leaking in. In that stage, I think this guy wants a plaything that he thinks he can control. I think if this woman says are you seeing anyone else and wants to be more committed, I think he will push back on that. Because I think if you are 30 seeing a 22-year-old, it's part of the power, which is inherent power of age gaps, which is one of the main reasons why in adult life they're bad. And 2, I think he's a creep. And I'm trying to think of how a creep would approach this situation. And I think it's way more beneficial for this creep if they are undefined.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of creeps with undefined relationships, you look at Scott Pilgrim. Scott Pilgrim was dating a high schooler, right? Right? But it was that whole idea of it's not because of, well, first of all, high schooler, whole issue, but it was also extra bad because it wasn't because of an equal relationship. It was something to do in the meanwhile while you're hurting. And with this creep, it's something to do in the meanwhile while you don't have a committed relationship. I guess that's my bias leaking it, but if I see this scenario,
there's not enough information for me
too.
to make any sort of idea on the scenario.
That's right. Yeah, we don't have a lot of, like I said, it's 5 sentences, no comments, 35 minutes ago. And I feel like I don't want to comment on there because my bias is leaking so heavily into this that I would just say, run.
Refresh the page.
Yeah, let's see if in the past 20 minutes if someone left a comment. Nope.
No advice for you.
We're doing it. We're doing Am I the Asshole before the end of this podcast, but we are only at 30 minutes, so we got time.
Are we really?
Yeah.
Wow.
We're kind of Reddit posts you need 5 or 6 backed up because they don't take too long. Interesting. Hey, I got one right away. I, 41 male, found a list of 39 guys my girlfriend, 45 female, had slept with. My name was on the bottom of the list. I found a list of 39 guys my girlfriend had slept with. I found this list just now, and we've been dating for 4 years. She wrote this list after we have been dating for 1.5 years. I feel weirded out, and it seems like she made this list as a way to feel proud of racking notches on her belt. I know she didn't write it for health reasons. Why would a girl make a list like this, and could this be a red flag? So I'm of 2 minds. But you furrowed your eyebrows. Do you want to take this one first?
I'm just confused.
Oh?
Why bother writing a list?
That's where. So I'm of 2 minds. On one hand, not really a red flag, especially since he's at the bottom of the list, so presumably no cheating is going on.
Yeah.
And who cares what she's done before now? My other mind is like, it is kind of, to me, it's weird to have a written list of everyone you've slept with. I'm not weirded out at all about having 38 previous, like, sexual partners, especially at 45. Like, you've had plenty of time, like, you know, and even if it's been a year, who cares what you do, right?
Yeah.
But to me, it's weird to keep track by name. That's the weird bit. It's just like, why are you like, yes, the dates here. Like, it's turning into an odd journal of sorts. Maybe some comments can elucidate this, because this is out of our depth.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, I guess, like, if you're sleeping around as in, like, just having fun, not in, like, a bad way. You want to keep track of your, like, partners in case of any, you know, STD travels. But but writing the list after already been dating a year and a half is a little weird, unless she was just rewriting said list. I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
You raise a good point. I guess if you're actively sleeping around, it is responsible to at least keep keep a contact of the people you have slept with, in case, you know, a month from now it's like, oh, I've got herpes. Let me just text the past few people, like, one of you gave it to me. You should go get checked. I don't know when I got it. You know, like, that's fair. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, because, like, it is important to remember your partners for, you know, like, STI. I think, do they refer? It's STI now, right? We don't do STD.
I have no
STI?
idea. Yeah, I think so.
Purposes and health purposes, and I guess accidental possible baby daddies.
Fair. Let's read some comments, because I'm a little out of my depth here. How's it a red flag? You're the last name on the list, so presumably she didn't cheat on you. Also, how did you find the list? Did you ever have a chat about previous partners? Why couldn't it be for health reasons? Why do you think it's about notches on a belt? Generally, people share that information if they're proud of it. Yeah, fair. I mean, again, kind of like where we're at. Like, it doesn't seem to be a red flag. It might be a little weird, but why is it your business, I guess? Is kind of the... As a woman, I have done this. Writing it down helps me remember all of them. There's no intent behind it, just rather wanting to know how many people I've slept with. Fair. Oh yeah, and someone replied, I didn't write them down, and I'm kicking myself now. I'm a little younger than OP's wife, and it absolutely bothers me. I can't remember them all. And then someone, what's the purpose of needing to remember them? What's the purpose of remembering any memory? Yeah, I think it's people are trying to logic their way out of a habit. And I think that's where this schism is coming from. It's probably where we're lost too. Because it seems like I guess it really comes down to just, it's a habit. It's just like, yeah, why not? Just a way to keep track. And there's no real logic way through that. Because it's not like, oh, well, why? There's no real reason, just cause. I guess to me, it's just weird to keep a list of names of anything. To me. But I guess that's just me personally. I wouldn't, like... I couldn't think of a reason I would want to write down a list of people for anything.
Only when you're making guest lists for parties.
Well, yeah. Well, like, or even if, like, say I were sleeping around, I wouldn't really keep a list. I think if I were, you know, sleeping around, I would probably just, if it was, like, if I enjoyed the presence of that person, save their contact. And if it was just fun, but I don't see myself hanging out with that person, I would bid adieu.
Yeah, well, you don't really get the immediate consequences.
Fair, I would not get pregnant. Very fair.
So most men do it that way.
Fair. I guess that's also another added. Now this does color that too, because you're right. That is another added issue in this whole thing. If you get pregnant, you want to be able to track down who you've had sex with. As you pointed out, this was a year and a half into the relationship.
Yeah.
So it's not that.
Yeah, but like.
But that is a valid reason. Yeah. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know why.
It is one of those things where I'm like, if I saw my partner doing that, I'd be like, it's a little weird.
Why are you
doing that? And they'd probably go, I don't know. And I'm like, all right. Like, it's not a red flag. It's just like kind of weird.
It's weird.
All right, I think I'm officially removing relationship advice from the picker wheel as we approach 45 minutes. Saving tier list for last. We'll do a short one. I found this Reddit post like a month ago, or maybe 2 months ago at this point, but we weren't recording the podcast. I'm like, this could be juicy. I'll screenshot it for now. Because really, there's a twist midway through that I think is important. That does not get brought up in the original post, but people brought it up in the comments of the original post. So the original post is actually from a different subreddit we have not had on the podcast yet. Am I overreacting? So it's kind of like a preemptive am I the asshole? Where it's typically before anything has happened, or like, is my reaction too strong here? Because I feel like a lot of the time in am I the asshole, it's like, you weren't an asshole in this reason, but your response to the reason was you being an asshole. But am I overreacting over this notice my aunt's boyfriend gave me? So today my aunt's boyfriend Daniel gave me this notice, and I'll read it. That I will be kicked out to go live with my dad if I don't do a buttload of chores he has wrote down. Some are reasonable, as I'm living here without rent, but the vacuuming the living room, kitchen, hallway, and my bathroom feels kind of outrageous, along with cleaning my bathroom 1 time a week. I would understand if it was sharing chores or something like that, but my aunt and I are the only ones who even do chores. Daniel doesn't even rinse out his cereal bowls or anything. I also struggle with executive functions, which I'm trying to work on slowly but surely, and doing some things without being reminded. My dad really doesn't think anything is wrong much of it, but I don't know if I'm actually overreacting or not. My dad advised me to show my aunt's dad what Daniel gave me for advice, but I don't know if that's a good idea because the way my aunt is. Please help, anything would be nice. So here's the notice. Notice, as of Sunday, tomorrow, if you fail to do any of the following chores, you will be kicked out to go live with your father. 1. Wash dishes daily. 2. Clean your bathroom once a week. 3. The living room, hallway, your room, and your bathroom, and the kitchen will be vacuumed every other day. 4. Your laundry will be done once a week. 5. You're done eating... It's scribbled out. Oh, you're done eating in your room, besides a cup of whatever you're drinking. 6. You will do yard work once a week. Note: I and Aunt shouldn't have to tell you to do anything. If we do have to tell you, then you got 3 strikes and you're out. And for reference, from another post that I found on this account, this person is 18 or 19 around this time and in high school, but about to finish.
Fuck you.
Wait, okay, who?
The uncle.
The uncle? Okay, see, that was my... this is why I like this post, because I agreed with you when I just read this post. Because I agree that, like, if you're living with your aunt and uncle, and it's like this whole idea of, like, you need to do these 10 things every week or else I'm kicking you out. That's crazy to me. Let me color this person a bit for you. So this post, and then I need this third post. Okay, so I had a couple questions, and it was context.
Yeah.
Like, either this uncle is like one of the worst people I've ever seen, or I'm missing major context here.
Yes.
And people in the comments were bringing up previous posts from this user. So one of them is why this person is living with their aunt and uncle, and why they're threatening to send them back to their father. The father wanted to move in with his fiance, who he had recently gotten together with, which would take this person out of their school in the last 6 months of their school, which I agree, shitty situation. So last minute, the aunt and uncle said, like, yeah, you can move in here, that's fine. And we're like, okay, so now we know, like, it's not an abusive situation. If they go back to the father, that's fine. It's just you would have to finish school somewhere else, which is a whole hassle. That's annoying. I've learned why this family wants to force this person to clean. My aunt and uncle are getting rid of my dogs, and it's making me lose faith in living. I feel so defeated. My life feels torn apart right now. First, I'm forced to move in with my shit aunt and her boyfriend, who's a million times worse, just so I can finish high school at the same school. And now they're getting rid of both of my dogs because one is marking things. He's always had a problem with marking, even after being neutered, and I get it, but it feels like a punishment getting rid of both of them. So, from several other posts that people kept bringing up, this person, when they moved in with their aunt and uncle, brought 2 dogs with them. And one of the dogs daily pisses in the house.
Wild.
And they weren't cleaning it. So I'm like, okay, I don't like this uncle, but at the same time, you gotta clean your dog's piss.
However, that should have been in the notice, not the other stuff he's written in the notice.
I agree. Like, I think I came away from this where everyone sucks here.
Yeah.
Like, I think at
Because,
first...
like, this person's still technically a child. They only just turned 18.
Yeah, I agree.
They don't have the development and the life experience to be on top of that, especially when they're still in high school.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, they should be cleaning up after their dog. However, they're still in high school. They can't do it all.
Yeah. So I think I went from, like, my initial reading of this post, of the notice, I was immediately like, you're not overreacting, that's a crazy post. And then as I started seeing all these things brought up in the comments, I think it's a really complicated situation. And it's much more interesting now to talk about. Because there's a lot of angles to tackle it from. I think, on one hand, it's a weird, awkward situation to be in. Because, you know, as someone who's just turning 18, you're still pretty much a child at that point. You're in high school, you just want to finish your last, like, year of high school and not get it disrupted by a huge move. Which, like, why can't the dad just wait until the summer at that point? It's a whole thing. So that colors it in an interesting way. And then it's the, like... There's, like, steps. It's kind of like I was saying with that Am I the Asshole post, where it's, like, one or two of these steps would have been very justified, and then this person, the uncle in this case, took steps 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Where, like... The OP should have been cleaning up after their dogs. But this punishment is too far.
Yes.
So it's like, it's just such an interesting, and it also kind of reveals the biases of Reddit users as well, which is why sometimes the comments are shit. Because these comments are insufferable. The people, like, some of them were like, hey, interesting context. Here's some other comments. Your aunt is such a terrible person for letting you live with her when you appear to have no other options. Just awful, /S. Like, pretty much all of these comments are just, like, acting as though this is like a 30-year-old just taking advantage of his family. It's like, the amount of people are saying, like, you're an adult, you need to figure it out. I'm like, they're 18 and in high school.
They're not an adult.
Like,
Just
they're not an
because
adult.
they hit the quote-unquote legal age of adult does not make them an adult.
So it's just
Like,
such a...
They're only an adult legally, not mentally.
Yeah, I think it's just such an interesting thing to look at so many angles, because, like I said, it's the whole angle of revealing about some Reddit users being just shit people. Go figure. And it kind of morphed when I started reading it from, oh, this is a clear-cut uncle's being an asshole, no other explanations, to... okay, there are steps everyone is doing wrong here.
Yeah.
Like, everyone is fucking up in some way. Granted, when everyone is fucking up, the onus is on the oldest to fuck up the least, which is not happening, I think. So, like, it's one of those things where, like, I don't think you're overreacting, but at the same time, there are steps that everyone needs to be taking differently here.
Yeah.
No, it's just so interesting to see this kind of unravel among, like, several other posts. And also, I think everyone involved in this needs therapy, because the person writing these is unwell.
Obviously.
And the person and their family members seem also unwell. So, as always, everyone needs therapy.
Well, and then one of the posts, the OP had mentioned that their mother had passed, so obviously unwell.
Yeah. It's one of those things where, like, half the time a Reddit post is, everyone in this story needs to go to therapy.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought that'd make for an interesting conversation. At this point, we're at 55 minutes. We'll do a short tier list. We're at the end of the wheel.
You gotta spin the tier list.
I'll spin the... oh, yeah, we have a tier list wheel. It's been a while since I could hold my head up high. Did we do candy? I think we did.
Probably.
I'll just spin.
It was probably one of the first ones we've done, because it's been that long.
Naruto ships could be fun. You want to do Naruto
Sure.
ships?
Let's fight about Naruto ships.
Let's do a voting poll so I can just... all right. Start off strong. God, Conan, I think it is, and Nagato?
I've not seen these characters before.
I'm gonna say A because it's very good. This is Pain and his like right-hand man, or I guess woman. They're very toxic, but they are written to be good together. So I'm gonna say A. Conan's very sweet. Okay. I don't remember her name. Kurenai? I mean, it's really solid, right? Here's the weird thing about...
It's really sad, though.
It is really sad. The weird thing about a lot of these ships is, like, to me, ships are... Like, most ships aren't intended, and immediately we got 2 intended ships. You know what I mean? It is really sad. I think this might have to be S.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
That's crazy. Okay, now we're getting some spice. Choji and Shikamaru is crazy.
So are these ships supposed to be romantic ships, or can they be friendships?
I'm assuming romantic. Because, hey, friendship S. Best friends possible. Romantically, they don't have any tension.
There's
throughout the
nothing
entire show.
There's no... It's just...
They're just
bros.
They're
being
just
bros.
bros. No, that is not it. Now, Choji and his actual wife, I'm gonna give flack here, because she does not appear in any of the series until they're already married.
That's really funny.
He meets her in like one of the light novels. So I'm gonna say C for that reason alone. I heard they're very good together, but I am annoyed.
They do look really cute together.
I am annoyed that we didn't get any of the romance before they were already married. So they're getting in C for that reason alone. Who the fuck is this?
Wasn't that like her like lover who died, and that's what traumatized her?
To being so real, I have no idea. I only know Tsunade from Shippuden. I never finished Shippuden outside of the games, and the games didn't go into Tsunade's love interest.
Oh, well, this is all in Naruto, like the original.
Is it? It's been a long time.
Because you get her backstory while Naruto is trying to convince her to come back to... I forget why they had to get her to, like, help Sasuke or something like that.
I don't remember it at all, so I'll default to you.
I don't... It was cute. I mean,
B?
Sure.
Middle of the pack? That's a crazy ship.
Crack ship?
That is a crack ship if I've ever seen. Deidara and Obito.
Ship. We should have a crack ship.
Yeah, we don't have... Can I add one now? Probably not in this format.
So we have extra rows, crack ship. What if we just have like bros or something?
Just friends. Because there's a couple like other ones I can think of that are going to end up in there. Okay, you were here. You were here. Just friends. Mad at you. Average. Okay. Crack ship is... Okay. This is a crack ship if I've ever seen it. It is crazy. I do appreciate it because, as seen in this image, he really gets on Deidara's nerves. So I can see the fan fiction in my brain of these two. So for that, I think that's why I want crack ship over D.
Crack ship.
Now that's interesting.
That could be a good enemies to lovers ship.
That could be a good enemies to lovers ship. I'm not mad at this ship.
It's definitely like...
It's not my preferred for either of them. But I totally see the vision.
Like, if we have to give it a spot, it doesn't... They're not just bros.
Not just bros.
It's not a crack ship.
I think it goes to B.
I would put this in B. Because
would
be a good...
I get it.
They both kind of also have those underlying like gay vibes.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like they can bond over the trauma, like you said, enemies to lovers. I see the vision. I don't ship it, but I see the vision. Now that's crazy. Rock Lee Gaara.
Why did they pick a manga panel? Because it was so hard to tell.
I wish they did the anime, but that is like the best scene that the both of them are in. This feels like a crack ship to me.
Feels more, yeah.
Like, I don't
'Cause
see...
their personalities are too...
They're so... Honestly, I don't even know if it's crack shit. I think it's just D tier.
Sure.
I don't think they mesh at all. Like, not even as a hate fuck.
Yeah, no,
I think they don't
agree.
mesh at all. Okay, now we're talking. Kakashi and Guy. Now we are talking. How is it not canon, first of all?
I can't tell if you're being serious or
I am. I get this vision.
You
I
get
don't
the vision?
necessarily ship them, but I totally understand.
They're like the two... They're like, they can't get a girl, so they, like, marry each other instead.
They're Bert and Ernie.
No, but Bert and Ernie are actually gay, though.
That's fair. I think I'm willing to put these guys in A. I think it's the idea of, like, it's rivals that one of them always gets annoyed at the other. That makes a great ship.
Sure. I'll let you put it in A, because I don't have anywhere else to put
Who
it.
the fuck are these children?
Okay, so the one
Is
has
that
to be an Uchiha.
Is that Madara and his little girlfriend? From, like, one flashback ever?
Skip.
I don't care. Who are these people?
I remember the dude.
I remember him. He's a proctor, I think.
He was kind of cool.
She's one of the Anbu Black Ops, I think, because I think I played as her a lot in the Wii fighting game.
I couldn't tell you who they are.
I don't know who they are. That's crazy. But I do kind of see it, though.
I definitely, as a child watching Naruto, could see it, but I didn't ship it.
Kiba and Hinata, I see it. Like, there's something there. They have a rapport. They have chemistry. And I also see the vision of Hinata, the constantly nervous, wet puppy shaking in the wind, having an actual safety dog. Like, almost more than I see Kiba and Hinata, I see Hinata being comforted by Akamaru. And that I do. I see the vision. I don't know if I love this, though.
I would put...
I think C?
Yeah, they would be C. Like, I kind of saw it as a kid, but it wasn't a ship that I shipped.
This is the same thing, but less.
D.
What is his name even?
Shino?
Yeah, Shino and Hinata. They don't have... Shino doesn't have a lot of chemistry with anybody. Shino has the most chemistry with Naruto, and that's because their personalities clash. Like, that's the only reason why.
Everyone has chemistry with Naruto. That doesn't
Yeah,
count.
I think that's a D. Well, they're canon, but, like... Do we even get to see them interact much? Ino and, God, what is his name? Sai?
No, not really.
I
Not
feel
that
like-
I'm aware of.
I feel like they end up together because Sakura ended up with Sasuke, and Kishimoto was like, I mean, Ino needs somebody.
Right?
Like, I don't...
Because her only other option, like, logistically would have been Shikamaru, but he's already taken.
And that's a good ship, but we'll get there. Yeah, I don't...
I guess I would put it in C, because
yeah,
it's the
not
same with
bad.
Choji.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's just they don't really have any establishing chemistry. Choji Ino.
Crack ship.
Crack ship. Like, I get the vision, but ain't no way. That's a crack ship if I've seen one. Ino Shikamaru. Man, what an enemies to lovers, huh? Were they ever really enemies, though? I feel like they just got on each other's nerves because they were teenagers.
Yes, 100%. Like...
I totally see this.
Like, if Tamari never existed, they would have been endgame, but Tamari existed.
Yeah, and Tamari's such a better ship for him, unfortunately.
Yes.
So I think I'm willing to say A for this.
Sure.
Only because I think Tamari Shikamaru is going to be S.
Yeah.
So-
I'm feeling more B.
I'm okay with
But-
B. It's a good ship. It's a very logical ship. Itachi had a little girlfriend?
I don't know.
I don't remember this. Skip. Now this is interesting. Itachi and K something. Right? Kisame. I'm so bad with names, dude. There's so many names in this anime, and it's been forever.
I
Itachi
didn't even get far in Shippuden.
and Kisame. You know, of all of the Akatsuki members, they probably had the best chemistry.
Yeah.
But I see them more as bros.
They're definitely just bros.
Like, I could see a crack ship, but for me, they go into the bros category.
Bros.
That's
crack
insane.
ship.
That's illegal.
They've-
No, is the age gap that bad? I don't know how old Itachi is.
Was a lot older than Sasuke.
Was a lot older? Because my gut is illegal. But, like, I don't know how old Itachi
I was gonna
is.
say, I feel like Itachi's almost 10 years older than Sasuke.
I don't think it was that drastic, was it? Itachi... Because Itachi was, like, a genius who was, like, way above his time. He's 17 to 18 years old in part 1.
Really?
Yeah, he's not that old. That was the whole thing. He's withered from what he had to do. Sasuke was 12 to 13, so he's 5 years older than them. First of all, it is illegal. Illegal. 17 to 18 versus Sakura, who's probably like 12 to 13. Gross. But also a bad ship. That goes to D.
Crack
Not even
ship.
crack ship. It's jail time. It's not.
I remember them.
These guys.
I don't remember
They're bros.
them.
They're bros. I don't remember them enough besides that they're bros.
Sure. Illegal.
Illegal. Okay, that is just his girlfriend who dies.
Well, that's sad.
Well, I think it was him and Obito both had a crush on her, and she dies, and Obito blames Kakashi for it.
Interesting.
And that's part of the reason why he goes evil.
Interesting.
It is a good ship. Like, it's well written, but, like, we don't get a lot of screen time with them. I guess it goes to B.
Sure. Illegal.
Illegal. We need an illegal tier at this point. Illegal.
Crack.
Crack ship. Like, this...
It's just crack shit.
Yeah, like, they don't... It's Guy Sensei, but with less screen time and chemistry.
And, yeah, no.
Green's crack ship? Yeah,
Yeah.
crack ship.
The three of them?
The polycule solution. They can just all be in a relationship. I guess crack ship. Kiba and Shino. So it is bros, but I do kind of see the vision here.
They are kind of a little gay.
I see this vision a little bit.
B.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Oh, Rock Lee Sakura. I don't like this, but I know the exact dude that does.
They're so incompatible.
They're not compatible, but it's just people who want the wish fulfillment of it.
They're just a bad ship.
Yeah, they don't work well at all. And I think part of Rock Lee's character arc is realizing that they don't work well at all.
Like, in Naruto, it's just vanity. But in Shippuden, it's just they're better off as friends.
Yeah, like
That's the same realization
their maturity
with
is like we
Naruto
don't.
and Sakura.
Yeah, it like I still remember that one really poignant moment where Sakura trying to lure Naruto back is like, "I'll be with you," and Naruto's like, "You don't mean that." Rock Lee has that same moment of like, no, it's not in that same situation, but Rock Lee has that moment of like, "Oh, we don't work together," and that's part of him growing up.
Yeah.
So this is just D. This
is bad ship.
Bad ship.
I don't know who
That's
that
just because they're
woman
both
is.
hot. Do they have any like interactions at all?
I don't know who the woman is.
So that's first of all, they're both women.
I'm talking about the woman.
That's the Mizukage, the Hidden in the Mist, I think. It's one of she's like a water-based Hokage from her area.
Sure.
But it's just because they're both hot. I don't know if they actually interact at all. It seems like they have a rivalry. So maybe there's a ship here. I don't know enough about this era of Naruto.
Skip.
Okay, now Naruto Kiba, I get. Naruto Kiba, I get. But the thing is, though, it's not great.
Like, C.
Yeah, I think C, because I see the vision here, like the two hot-headed characters. It's you know what it's Sanji Zoro. It's Sanji Zoro. And like that, I see it, but I don't ship it.
They're just
Literally bros. Look at the picture. They're giving each other thumbs up. Like Naruto and Rock Lee are bros. Oh, that's the moment I was just talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. It's
not a good ship.
It's not a good ship.
Because, again, also in Naruto, where they're just children and not, like, teenager children, it's just all vanity.
Yeah. It's just she's the pretty girl. And then they both mature and realize we are much better friends than we are partners.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, you know what? Just bros.
Just bros.
Naruto Shikamaru, I feel like, is a crack ship.
But it's kind of a good ship.
It's kind of a good ship because it is like smart versus dumb, which is always a fun ship.
I really like their energy.
They have a great dynamic. They do have very good chemistry. I maybe it goes to B next to Kiba and Shino.
I was feeling more towards A.
Interesting. I'm not opposed to A because they do also give off Kakashi and Gai Sensei.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah, I'm okay with A. Is that Sai?
Neji?
That's Neji. It's hard to tell with the like in the background art style that is going on right now. Naruto Neji is crazy.
That's a crack
That's
ship.
a crack ship. That you just ship them because they hate each other.
Green.
Neji Rock Lee, I think, is one of the best friendships in the show.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
bros.
that wonderful character arc into friendship territory. Neji 1010. They are like canon, right? I mean, Neji dies, rip, but
I think they were intended to be canon if they weren't
I
before he
think
died.
they were. Yeah, because I think that's the thing. I think 1010 isn't with someone in Boruto. Because I think like she was going to be with Neji and now she's just kind of chilling. I might be misremembering. I've never watched Boruto. Just I get the osmosis. I see it. I do like the idea of incredibly skilled technical ninjutsu user versus weapons girl. That is a fun dynamic. But we don't get a lot of screen time with these two.
Yeah.
So I guess C?
Sure.
Kakashi and Obito. I get it, but it is a crack ship.
Sure.
Like more, it's just because it's two hot guys that are mortal enemies. So it's just now kissed. Like that's just the
Crack shit.
I
can't tell.
That's I think that's I know that's Rin. That's the girlfriend. Is this because it looks more like Madara?
Is that supposed to be like their sensei?
I don't know. I'm just gonna skip. No, because their sensei was Minato.
Right.
I'm just gonna skip.
That's crack
crazy.
ship.
How many? What, they interact once?
They had really like
I don't remember their
interesting
interactions.
dynamic in that one specific interaction where they're trying to like
Oh right, because
they're trying to rescue Gaara.
Right, because they have to go to Granny Chio and the whole puppet thing happening.
That was as far as Shippuden I got, and their dynamic was really interesting, but I don't remember it. Besides it being interesting,
See, the problem
it's very
is
crack.
Kankuro is basically just a slightly more mature Naruto. So I don't see them working super well. They probably have a good chemistry. I don't see them as a ship, though.
It's like a crack ship.
Yeah, I'll give it crack ship. Okay, great enemies to lovers potential between Sakura and Ino.
It's just Sanji and Zoro, though.
It is Sanji. I guess it goes to crack ship then, because you're right. It is just two people that hate each other now kiss.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that's crack ship territory. What the fuck picture are we looking at here? That's, I guess, Sakura.
That is 100% Sakura.
Who the fuck
I don't
is
know who
this
that's supposed to be.
NPC ass. What is? If this is the only picture they're in the same frame,
Is that supposed to be Karen?
Oh, it might be. Well, she couldn't get with one Uzumaki. Maybe that one. I don't. Do they have any? If this is the best panel you brought up, they have no chemistry. I'm skipping. Sakura Shikamaru is interesting.
Are those? Is that the Boruto?
I think that's Boruto.
Clips.
Well, I think Shikamaru has different hair in Boruto. This might be from the movie.
Maybe.
Like Naruto the Last, when they're in like that middle stage. It's interesting, but they don't have a lot of chemistry. Like, I feel like a lot of this ship is theoretical.
But yeah, no, I would put it in C or D.
Like, they would work together, but we don't really see them work together. Ah, my artsy boys, Deidara and Sasori.
I don't remember.
I think they're kind of just. I feel bros about them.
Sure, bros.
Because like they don't really. They work really well together, but there's no tension or anything between them.
Brosies.
Sasori Sakura, I don't see it. I think it's just Sakura helped him through a trauma, and people are like, "Oh, cute." Like, you know what I mean?
Crack ship?
Yeah, I'll give it crack ship. That's a crazy image.
That's not
official. That's gotta be a
just
hentai.
fan art.
That's crazy. Also,
Crack.
do Hinata and Sasuke ever interact at all?
No.
No.
That's why they had to use fan art.
I don't even want to give it the honor of being a crack ship. Now, Ino Sasuke, I mean, it's just Sakura Sasuke, but with less time to mature.
But then also, like, again, only vanity.
Only
She's
vanity.
Only interested in Sasuke because he's hot.
Right. Frankly, I wouldn't doubt if half the reason she's interested in Sasuke is because Sakura is.
Well, in their childhood, they everyone, like, all of the girls have
Fair.
a crush on Sasuke, and she ends their friendship because she discovers Sakura has a crush on.
Yeah.
Or is it the other way around?
I don't remember. I do know by Shippuden, like, they figured that shit out, and Sakura still has feelings for Sasuke, which I think by Shippuden, Ino has pretty much moved on.
Yeah.
So I think that's just kind of a bad ship.
Yeah.
That's unhealthy. Sasuke and Karen, unhealthy.
All I know is it's toxic.
It's super toxic. C, because there is chemistry, but it's not in a good way.
I would put it in D because it's not good.
Fair. The classic
ultimate
Sasuke Naruto
I was
ship.
wondering when this one was gonna come
It had
out.
to be there somewhere. As much of the memes about these two little gay boys we get, happy Pride, by the way.
It's really just Lost Brothers.
It really is. Like, I see them so much as brothers more than anything else that I could never see them as a ship.
Yeah.
Like, these are the bros of all bros.
The bros of all
Like,
bros.
the jokes are funny, but like being serious, this is found family.
Yeah, 100%.
I got beef with Sasuke Sakura.
I have a lot of complaints on how Sasuke was handled in Shippuden,
Agreed.
but they were always my end game.
They are endgame.
I know.
I think. Well, no, I agree with you. Like,
Yeah.
they were always endgame. My beef is, I think a lot of the work Sasuke has to do for this to be like a forgiving state to that they can be together kind of gets off-screened, and a lot of it's in the light novels.
Yeah.
So, like, we don't really get to see Sasuke earning that trust back, which I wish we would, because that would be meaningful.
Yeah, they would just have to turn the light novels into, like, movies or something.
Yeah. Because,
Or
like,
just read
by
the
the end of
content.
Shippuden, ain't no way Sakura should say yes to a Sasuke relationship.
Yeah.
He stopped being a terrorist like 5 minutes ago. Like, but at the same time, by Boruto, he has done the work. We just don't get to see that work, which I think stinks. But knowing that he does do the work, I'm fine with that.
And then their relationship, like, just getting clips of it in Boruto is very healthy.
Yeah, in Boruto, they do them well. They do Naruto horrible in Boruto.
Yeah.
But they do them very
Like,
well.
they kind of, like, still ruin Sasuke's character by making him kind of not be at home, by, like, kind of forcing him to be that, like, military dad who's not home for his kid, which he wouldn't. I don't think either of those two would have done. They're very out of character.
I think he would, because of part of that doing the work thing. I think it's part of I owe it to this village for what I've done.
Yeah, but for his entire child's life?
That, fair. Like, Naruto has way less of an excuse.
Like, I get still going out and doing missions where he would be out, but he pretty much had to leave when she was like a toddler,
Have
and
you
then never
seen-
came back till she was whatchamacallit.
I haven't seen shit from Boruto. Have you seen his design post time skip?
Yeah, I think so.
He looks sick as hell. I don't know what's going on in this anime.
Oh wait, maybe not post Boruto time skip. Oh yeah, I've seen that.
He looks cool as hell. I don't know what the fuck's going on in this anime, but
all
that's
all I
sick.
know is that he's the next Sasuke.
I don't know, but
From the memes that I've seen,
he's got a sick fucking design.
is Boruto is the next Sasuke.
And I'm really interested in sword fighters in Naruto. We don't get a lot of, like, Sasuke's our only one. He barely uses his fucking sword. But, I mean, these kind of have to be S, right?
Yeah.
Itachi and his best friend he killed to get the Sharingan.
Oh, that's depressing.
Yeah.
I know nothing about that, though.
It's crazy. The way to get the, like, Mangekyo Sharingan is, I think it's, I forget, I might be misquoting, correct me in the comments, but it's something about, like, you have to kill the person who means the most to you or something, and then you get it.
Interesting.
Well, because that's how Sasuke gets it, because he eventually defeats Itachi. And that's why, like, at that very end, Itachi does the little thing. So, to make sure you're gonna kill me, I need to make sure you love me when you do it.
Yeah.
God, they have a fucked up family relationship.
That's very sad.
Yeah. One of the better moments in the show.
I wouldn't know what that shit would be.
I think this is literally bros.
Bros, okay.
Yeah. Is that Tamari?
I think that's supposed to be Tamari.
God, what a bad shot of Tamari. I barely recognize her. S tier, though. Shikamaru Tamari is, like, maybe my perfect enemies to lovers.
They had such, cute chemistry in their fight.
Oh, yeah.
That I'm like, oh, before that fight, I was like, oh, I could see it being Shikamaru and Ino. After that fight, I'm like, no, it's this girl.
It's gotta be them. Yeah, and like, they are... Their chemistry sparks in that fight, and they keep that energy in every interaction. They are, like, the platonic ideal of an enemies to lovers ship. The polycule crack ship. Just have them all kiss. Literally definition of a crack ship. No polycules. 10-10 Rock Lee. So do you know the theory on this?
No.
Rock Lee has a son.
What do you do?
Metal Lee.
Mitosis?
And it looks just like him. The crack ship, the crack theory is that one drunken night they got together and Metal Lee was formed, but it's not known by the village, and it's just, they're assuming it's a Guy Sensei situation.
That's crazy. I can't see that. They're just bros, though.
Especially because it's Rock Lee with 10-10's eyes.
I guess.
Now, again, it's definitely not true, but it's a very funny theory. I'm fine with crack ship or just bros.
Sure.
Only because maybe they have a child. What the... Is this Sasuke and Madara? No, who is this? Is this the goddamn Hokage?
It looks like one of the Hokage.
Is this supposed to be Madara? What are these pictures we're using?
Skip.
No polycules.
Polycules is not ship.
They're just married. Of course they're a good ship. They're just parents. Okay, Naruto Hinata is interesting.
It makes me a little annoyed because, like, they had such a less build up to their relationship. For him being the main character and her being literally identified as the one who's
got a crush
on him. They've had, like, very poor interactions.
Yeah, it's one of the issues where, like, Kishimoto is really bad at writing women. And, like, he's only written, like, 3 good women. And Hinata's not one of them. Which sucks for her character arc. The most... Like, 90% of the chemistry of these two is in Naruto the Last. Like, in the show, they only interact with Hinata fainting every time he looks at her. Like, and I haven't seen Boruto, so I can't say how they are there. But, like, it is, like, if I were to say, like, who gets to be with Naruto at the end of the show, it kind of does have to be Hinata. But they just don't have a lot of on-screen chemistry.
Yeah.
I guess A? I don't want to put them in S.
They're definitely not S. I don't really feel them being an A tier ship either.
Are we putting them in B? Are we saying they are as good as Naruto and Gaara?
No, actually,
are they going back on to C?
They're going to C with everyone else who had no chemistry.
Sorry, you two. And I think we got back to the ones we've skipped.
I feel like we're missing some important ships, but...
I'm trying to think of any ones that we have missed.
Well, Pervy Sage has not even been in here once, and one of the ships is Pervy Sage with Tsunade.
I feel like that's a circumstance ship. They don't... Like, I don't see them as romantic chemistry. I just see them as the 2 older people.
Well, because there was, like, they had, like, a similar love triangle as kids.
Yeah.
That
I
Squad
guess
7 had.
I would put them next to Naruto and Sakura. Because they kind of are.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of some other characters that never even showed up. Like Orochimaru, I don't even think showed up.
Who the fuck are you gonna ship Orochimaru with, though? Like, does he have any ships? He has one child that he made in a lab.
Crack ships for
But
a reason.
I know, but I can't think of any crack ships for Orochimaru. The only he has a child he made in a lab because no
crack ship Orochimaru and Sasuke. It would be illegal. They literally should have them with fucking Kakashi as options.
Fair. But like I guess it's a matter of I can't think of any character that Orochimaru would have chemistry with, besides like maybe the third Hokage or whatever, the one who's the Hokage when they start.
Yeah.
Maybe him, because they have like a back and forth, but I think that's his sensei.
Yes, he was their sensei.
So like that also is illegal, but Orochimaru doesn't age. So like, what do we do about this?
There's just like some like people missing that could have had some fun
I agree.
reactions to.
I mean, a perfect bros ship would be Bee and Naruto. Killer Bee.
I don't know who Killer Bee is.
You didn't get to meet Killer Bee?
No, we saved Gaara and that was it. That's as far as I got.
You'd hate Killer Bee for the same reason you don't like Naruto. Because they're basically the same guy.
Oh, good God.
But he raps all the time.
Oh, no.
And he's also like twice his age. No, I think Killer Bee's like 30. He's the guy who
like
has
twice
the...
his age. Naruto's like 15, 16?
He's the guy who's got the like octopus bull Jinchuriki. Or tailed beast.
There's an octopus?
An octopus bull.
An octopus bull?
Well, you know how the tailed beasts are like not actually animals. He has the 8-tailed beast.
I've not seen that in my entire life, and I hate it.
And that's Killer Bee.
I have seen a picture of him, though.
So, I will say, the thing I'm most impressed about the tailed beasts is that some of them deeply disturb me. This is kind of one of them.
He is deeply disturbing.
Frankly, the one that disturbs me the most, and I'm not even fully sure why, is the 5-tailed beast. Something about this thing's face really upsets me. I don't know why.
It has a weird mouth.
It's like a little too smooth. Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of any other ships that are missing here. Even crack ships at that point.
Kakashi and Zabuza.
Kakashi and Zabuza, fair. Definitely a crack ship, just two strong dudes. Because they got most of the characters. Let's pull up Naruto characters.
Nah. Let's
Okay.
just call it.
I mean, we're at well over an hour and a half. I might even cut that off earlier of just us staring into space trying to think of characters.
We still don't have...
That's a podcast. We do, but it's been 6 months and I forget it. It was something about like, next time, catch us the Etc. podcast where we talk about Reddit posts, AMAs, etc. Something like that.
Sure.
I don't remember. It's been a podcast. We're getting back into it. Don't forget, you can send us emails and we ask us anything and we can give advice or answer questions if we feel comfortable. That email is, I'm going to pull it up because I don't remember already. I've already forgotten. Brain is soup. That email is etcamapodcast@gmail.com. That'll be in the description. Copy and paste. It's not that hard to type out, but it's still there. Bye.
Don't forget to do it this time.
I will put it in there for sure.